Hi guys, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Matt's Movie News. As always, I've got three exciting topics for you guys today. So first, we have a development on the sequel to Prometheus by Ridley Scott, which, as everyone who's seen the film knows, turned out to be sort of a prequel to the Alien franchise. It sort of loosely ties in to the original Alien film. Now, Ridley Scott, who directed the original Alien film and also directed Prometheus, has for a long time been saying that he wants to separate the two series. That he wants Alien to be its own thing and Prometheus to be its own thing. They just sort of happen to be in the same universe, but he didn't really want to mix the stories too close together. Until now. Prometheus II, which Ridley Scott had been saying was supposed to have nothing to do with Alien. It maybe one little Easter egg, but the story would have nothing to do with the Alien franchise. Prometheus 2 is now titled Alien: Paradise Lost. I have no idea what to make of this. The only thing I can think is that Ridley Scott is trolling everyone, and he's like, oh, I'm going to make them all think that I'm just going to do Prometheus and never go back to Alien, but actually I'm just going to do Alien movies again. Which blows my mind, because I felt like Prometheus had a lot of potential to be its own series, but was sort of bogged down by Alien's shadow. And I think Alien is a series everybody would like for him to revisit, because the more recent Alien films, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, were not that good. And I feel like a lot of people would like to see him return to that series. So this sort of halfway, oh, maybe I am, maybe I'm not, is really wearing on me. I mean, we will see if Alien Paradise Lost really has any aliens in it, or if it's just going to be Prometheus 2 with a title that will trick people into thinking it's a part of the Alien franchise. I really don't know. It's just very confusing. Which, by the way, this is not the same as the other Alien movie that someone else was supposed to direct under the same studio, but there was supposed to be another Alien film that wasn't Prometheus 2, which I don't know if that's still going to happen, if we're going to get two Alien films being directed by different people, or if this one is now has canceled the other one out. It's been strangely quiet for how much buzz there is around Prometheus 2, which is now Alien Paradise Lost. I will follow it and keep you guys updated, but I am a little bit lost in the dark here. Okay, second piece of news, and this one is a little bit sad, especially if you like giant monster movies. Pacific Rim 2 has been halted. The production for Pacific Rim 2 is stopped. Pacific Rim 2 has been taken off of its release date has been pulled, and Universal filled it with Pitch Perfect 3, I think. Which, if you like Pitch Perfect 3, that's good news for you. But Pacific Rim 2 looks like it's no longer happening. Its would-be director, Guillermo del Toro, still is he's saying he's optimistic about it eventually happening. But honestly, Pacific Rim didn't make very much money. It made $400 million worldwide, but it costs about $300 million to make. And for a big budget studio, that is not enough to warrant a sequel, because that's really close to losing money on a movie, which can be disastrous. No, I liked Pacific Rim. I didn't think it was the best movie in the world, but I thought number 2 might be able to redeem the series, that it might be everything 1 was and better. But it looks like we're not going to get a chance to see it. So, I'm sorry guys, but at least we still have Godzilla to look forward to. Speaking of Godzilla, a little bit of a prelude to this next piece of news. There is being released by Universal a Godzilla 2 film, which is not the news I'm getting at, but Godzilla 2 is coming, and so is, on a separate note, a new King Kong island called a new King Kong movie called Skull Island. And okay, wait a minute. I might be getting Universal and Warner Brothers mixed up. But whichever studio is making these films just so happens to own the rights to both King Kong and Godzilla. And so apparently they are moving forward with a King Kong versus Godzilla movie. Now, a couple of things that you guys need to know right away is Skull Island and Godzilla 2 are happening first. It's going to be kind of Avengers-ish. And apparently Godzilla 2 is going to reference Skull Island a little bit, and Skull Island is going to reference Godzilla a little bit. I'll let you guys know more as it happens. But they're apparently building up to having King Kong fight Godzilla on the big screen. And all I can say is, I'm sorry, Batman vs. Superman, but King Kong vs. Godzilla is the movie I want to see. These are the most iconic movie monsters ever, King Kong and Godzilla, and it has been just years, decades, since Godzilla and King Kong have been on screen together. Now, a lot of you who have seen the more recent Peter Jackson King Kong and the recent Godzilla movie may be saying that Godzilla is so much bigger than King Kong. You're right, I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do to tackle it, because I don't see them making King Kong as big as Godzilla, or, close enough that they could actually fight. But I also don't necessarily see them shrinking Godzilla down. It's an interesting dilemma, and one that I don't have the answer to, but I'm excited to see what the studio thinks will be the best move to get these two titans to clash. Alright guys, well that's all the movie news I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.